Hey, it's John with Oz General Store. I'm with a good friend Colin. He's brought his HJ42. I don't know much about HJs, I'm more of a VJ kind of guy, but it's 1982. It's got a nice patina. Hey, why didn't you tell me a little bit about it?
Well, it's a 1982 HJ47. It was on a farm for quite a few years and it got left there because it was stuck in low range. The person didn't want it anymore, so I bought it probably 4 years ago.
Is this another Facebook Marketplace special?
No, this is not. No, this was a friend of a friend.
A friend of a friend?
Yeah, right. That's right.
So how many years did you actually know about the car before you bought it?
Well, I didn't know about it at all. So my son got me onto this from a friend from school.
Okay.
And it was the friend's grandmother's car.
Well, there you go.
So, yeah.
Was it a bit of a bush basher, or was it in good nick?
No, it wasn't in good nick. It was used as a farm truck for some of its life, the last part of its life, with the person that owned it before me. It just sort of got run down. They didn't look after it very well. It sat outside and went rusty, and they decided to get rid of it, and so
what was the princely sum that you paid?
I paid $5,000 for it.
$5,000? Yeah. Is that a lot, or is that not a lot?
Well, it's probably about right.
Right.
They've gone up in value.
Yeah.
So for the condition it was in, it probably wasn't a bad price. But having said that, I've spent $5,000 on it. So,
okay.
So mechanical. Yeah, I just got it roadworthy, and ball joints and all the mechanical running gear and things that you do.
But you've left the patina as is?
Yeah, I've sort of left some of it and fixed some of it. In fact, this bonnet was completely rusted out, and so I've made a whole new front section for the bonnet and sprayed it and then flattened it back to make it look like the rest of the patina on it.
Colin's a handy bloke. He knows how to paint, panel beating. He owned a shop, many moons ago for many decades. Why don't we start from the front? Let's talk about the bull bar. Was that originally on there?
Yeah, that's been on there, I'd say, for a long time. I don't know how long it's been on there. It looks like for most of its life.
Yeah.
It's as ugly as sin, but it sort of suits the car.
It means business. I feel like you're ready to go to the Denny Ute muster.
Yeah, you could. Yeah,
cut some laps around there, and then go on the dance floor and have a couple of drinks.
Yeah,
I think you'd fit in.
Maybe
just
someone
fine.
else could do that, but I can't. It suits the car. I like it.
So tell me, so this was original. It's had a few battle scars here. Did you put on the lights, or was this?
Yeah, I put the lights on. I put the winch on it. I did go away in it. I've only been away in it once into the high country, and we did use the winch, but just as an insurance.
Do you use the lights?
Yeah, we did use the lights. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not the best lights in the world, but they're just halogen. They're not LEDs or anything. But I didn't want LEDs on a car from 1982.
This is UHF, is that?
Yeah, that's
so
new.
You can talk to all the truckies and be like, "Hey, boys, how are you?"
I put it on there for safety, mainly in case I did get stuck and someone could hear me and they can come and get me out. But
I think after you finish spraying all these cars that you're working on, I think it's almost time that you do the big lap, because I think you're almost about ready for it.
I've done a few laps, but in the other car, so
okay.
I don't know if I'd really last in this. It's not the most comfortable car in the world, but
yeah, it's a bit of fun.
It's all right and short.
And tell me about this snorkel. It almost looks like a little bit of a snake. Like, other people need to be careful on the road when they see this thing here.
Yeah. Another thing, quite ugly, but period. Someone's put it there, and I just thought I'd leave it because it's different.
Does it shake when the engine?
Yeah, it does vibrate.
Yeah?
It's actually cracked but I'll fix it one day.
So suspension-wise, what are we looking at here?
I think they're the original springs. I've just replaced the shock absorbers. I replaced all the spring shackle bushes, tie rod ends.
And what do you think about a leaf end front? Does it bounce a lot, or is it quite sturdy on the road?
It's a work truck, so it's not that comfortable. Yeah, it's a hard ride, but I wouldn't expect anything else. I just want to leave it the way it came.
Oh, sometimes a hard ride's not a bad thing. I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, if you put a load in it, it smooths it out a bit.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
A feature of these kind of cars is the hinges on the outside. You see that with, I think it's the Land Rover Defenders. Yeah. And those kind of cars, it's a feature that everything's ripply, all the body skin, it's all ripply. But with this here, it looks nice and solid. Did you have to do much with the body? Was there any rust?
All I did was clean it, really. I left the rust in the door because it matches the rest of it. I should fix it, but I did fix the other side door. The roof had rust in it as well in every corner. I've replaced the rust and matched paint to the colour of the rust to leave it in uniform with the rest of the car.
I was going to say, like, doesn't it feel good not to have to do body work and paint? And
it is
but
good.
you still did some because
Yeah.
you couldn't help yourself.
Yeah, that's
But
right. Yeah.
the idea is you just leave it as is, and then mechanically it's all fine, and you know.
Yeah.
So you're not going to do any more to it. You're going to
Not at this stage, no. Oh, maybe I'll fix that door, but as far as the rest of the body goes, I think I'm happy with it.
Right. Mate, it looks like a little bit of Merbu decking here, mate. Did you have some bits and pieces left over?
No, I went and bought that especially.
Wow.
The sides were missing on it when I
Okay.
got it, so I thought that was probably the easiest.
So there was no slats, it was just pure metal.
Well, it was just the frame, and it had someone had put plywood on it that had all fallen off, so
I see.
I've replaced that in the headboard.
Oh yeah, good. And you carry a few things in the back? You usually have some furry towels and leopard skin, this and that.
You know why they're in there, because I've got my panels here and I need to soften the ride for them.
Soften the blow. Yeah. So Colin hires a spray booth. You know, he's magic on the gun. So this is the first time I've seen this particular car, but I definitely know there's some Toyota fans out there. You know, they're rugged vehicles, and you don't see too many on the road. But hey, it is what it is. And these cars, you know, they're that particular vintage where everybody's had a bit of a play with them. And Colin's no different, you know. He's added his personal touches. What's going on here? It's got that 3D effect.
Yeah, I sort of wanted something that had be in keeping with the rest of the car, and I originally made these, and I was going to heat them up and burn Toyota into the wood, and I thought, I've gone to all this trouble, I might as well weld them onto a backing plate and screw it onto the.
But if you burnt it into the wood, would it be the other way around?
Well, yeah, only.
You would have
actually
to go the back way.
No, they could be they work both ways.
Both ways.
Yeah, so a T is still going to be a T. They'll still be a Y.
Maybe my spatial awareness or intelligence remains to be seen. But if you turn it around and then melt it into there, maybe that's backwards.
But if you've used each individual letter to...
Yeah. Colin's debunked it. Everything is okay. We're fine. Again, I'm a V8 kind of guy. I don't know too much about these engines. Why don't you sort of, bring me up to speed? What am I looking at here?
It's a 4-litre diesel. Yeah. All original. I haven't touched it.
New radiators?
It's got a new radiator in it. The radiator had it when I got it. Yeah. You have to just put new glow plugs in it and change the oil filters.
So new battery, I could see some new leads. Just sort of wiring.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And how many Ks has this car got on it?
It says it's done 227, I think it is, but I'm not sure. I'm not
is that
sure.
Miles or kilometres?
That's kilometres. But
wow.
I'm not sure if that's correct, actually.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like the paintwork's good in the engine bay. There's nothing you really need to do. I mean, it's all...
No, it's pretty neat.
It's very original.
Original, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the way you want to keep it. How many horsepower do you know?
No, I don't know.
It's about the torque of these kind of vehicles.
Yeah, very torquey engine, yeah.
Well, how about we go for a drive? I mean, its interior, it's pretty luxurious, wouldn't you say, mate?
Well, it is for one of these with the lambswool seat cover and the kangaroo hides on the back of the seats. Yeah, I like it.
And what speed manual is this?
It's a 4-speed.
4-speed. Did you have to do much with the interior, or did it sort of come the way it is?
I cleaned it. Really, that's all I did to it, and put the hood lining back on. It was hanging down.
Is this the original hood lining?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, kept everything as original as I can.
And how does it feel at 100 Ks now? I just feel quite sturdy on the road.
Well, 100 Ks just won't happen. Yeah. It's more like 90.
90?
Yeah, 90s, 85, 90s, comfortable.
It's got some good sounds. You know, did people do exhausts on these particular cars?
Oh yeah, they highly modified them, but not modified them for off-roading and whatever. But
did they keep the original engine, or do they swap out the engine for something different?
Some do. Some put V8s in them, and they've been mucked around with quite a bit. A lot of them. They just try to get the handle better and be more comfortable. They're not the most comfortable car in the world.
Does your wife like the car?
I think sort of.
Sort of. That's a very diplomatic answer. Yeah. I don't mind. So we're just cruising around the streets of good old Dandenong West, seeing the sights and sounds. And yeah, so what's your plan for the car? Is there anything else that you would like to do?
Disc brakes on the front. That's the only thing. I want to leave no power. I don't want power steering or any fancy bits and pieces on it. I just want to keep it as it is.
And of course, there is no power steering, so you've got to work the guns there.
Yeah.
As you go around.
Yep. The steering.
It's something you get used to. My XT's got no power steering, but I just put skinnies on the front, so it's easy to turn.
Yep.
But no, it's a nice ride. I don't mind. I don't know whether you would go around Australia in this. Now I sort of understand a little bit more.
I wouldn't mind actually in short bursts. It wouldn't be that bad, but it does get tiring.
Yeah. Well, you have a good night's sleep when you get to the campsite.
Absolutely, you would. Yeah.
Very good. Thank Colin for bringing down his beasts. You know, pretty soon you'll see this thing going around Australia. So if you see him cruise by, make sure you give him a bit of a wave. Thank you, mate. Appreciate you.
That's okay.
Cheers.